real happy for this guy over here.
Hey everyone, we're at the Gunter Hill Campground and we are outside of Montgomery, Alabama, and this is a Corps of Engineers park that, like most Corps of Engineer parks, you have a maximum of 14 days to stay, and then you have to get out of the system, and then if you want to come back, you can rebook to come back. We aren't staying that long. We're staying a week actually. And during this week, we came across some interesting news from the weather.
Yeah, we just came out of Texas just like about a month ago where it got down to 1 degree. We're here in Alabama, and for the first time in Blue Line RV Adventures, we are facing a moderate tornado threat in the area in the next 24 hours.
Yeah, the threat, there are storms, as we knew we would come across these storms in the spring, and essentially there are 2 waves to this storm coming in the next 2 days. So these storms are the threat of a tornado and or severe thunderstorms are greater about 150 miles west of us, but it's going from the west to the east, as most of these spring storms do.
Right, so we wanted to make just a really short video and kind of skip ahead and put this ahead of the other videos we're currently making. Wanted to get this out right away because we think it's kind of important, because if you're an RVer or a camper or really anyone who may be in the area of some severe weather, a lot of tornadoes, is that what do you do to prepare for that? And especially if you're in an RV. And Karen and I have taken just a few steps to prepare for the possibility of encountering a tornado in the next 24 hours.
Yeah, it's not like we're in any shape or form an expert at this. Certainly not. But
I've never even seen a tornado.
Arizona doesn't have tornadoes. We have haboobs. Anyway,
That's haboob.
So what we've done is, we know there are certain things you have to give and go. First thing is, we have taken a couple of precautions to understand what the weather is like on a day-to-day or a moment-to-moment situation. We bought this NOAA.
Yeah, it's a Kato Solar Crank KA500 NOAA Weather Emergency Radio. Get it right off the box there, in case inquiring minds wanted to know.
Yep. And so the reason why we got this was for situations just like this. You want to be able to rely on something that gets weather advice and service information directly from those that are in the know. You may not have electricity. You may not have a way to have electricity. Maybe you don't have a generator. Matilda has one, but you never know. And so you certainly want to be aware of that. We think real-time information is good, considering tornadoes can spread up anywhere at any time. And they scare the bejesus out of me. But what it does is it gives us a lot of really real-time information, and it works in conjunction with the national, I think it's the National Emergency Alert System.
Yes.
And it will also, not the radio, but the National Emergency System, warning system, will also work with your phone. So it works together.
Yeah, how this works is, first off, to go back to the radio, we're not plugging the company or anything like that. We're just telling you this is a really good radio to use to get. There are multiple different ways to get power from this radio, and we're not going to go through all the specs. There are videos out there on YouTube that'll do that. But just to gloss over a little bit, you can put batteries in here. You can put rechargeable batteries in here. You can actually crank the radio and get power that way. There's actually, believe it or not, there's a very small solar panel in here that will get to get power to the radio. And there's actually rechargeable batteries. The solar panel is right here in the back. You can pop it up and move it around to get power. So there's lots of different ways to get this. So why do you need this? Just what Karen said, is because this will give you not only AM, FM band, it'll also give you 2 shortwave radio bands, and it'll give you 7 different bands on the weather, for the emergency weather broadcasting from NOAA, National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration. How'd you like that? I got it right. So then NOAA, and you're going to switch this around, and it'll give you real-time updates on whatever's coming your way as far as weather-wise.
If you're gonna go RVing full-time, part-time, tent camping to Class A's, do make sure you have an emergency NOAA radio. It will help in a pinch like we're in right now.
Right. So first off, if you got that bad weather coming in, how do you get notified in fact that there is a tornado coming? You're going to get notified by what everyone has, your cell phone. You want to make sure when you, especially, the biggest concern and danger we have probably is when we go to bed at night when we're sound asleep, although tornadoes can strike any time of the day. But if you're sound asleep and you're going to bed, you want to make sure that you've got your cell phones next to you on audible with the sound up as loud as you can. Because just charged. Just like an Amber Alert will come out, you will also get the same notification on severe weather. So when you get that severe weather alert, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're kind of groggy, you look at it, it's going to tell you what is going on in your area, whether it's severe hail, high winds, or hopefully not, but maybe a tornado. And then if it does, that's when you turn on your NOAA radio to give you real-time updates on what you've got. Okay, so once you've been notified if you got some severe weather coming, you want to be prepared. And Karen, how do we prepare for our potential calamity?
That's a good question you would ask from a reporter. So what we've decided that we're going to do is pack a go bag with a couple days worth of change of clothing. We're going to pack our important papers, and we are going to make sure that we have dog food, our medications, all ready to go. We're going to make sure that we have our money, our wallets, everything is easy to get to and grab and go.
And make sure you get a full tank of fuel also in your vehicle.
If you do know that there is inclement weather coming, always make sure that your vehicle, whatever vehicle you might be using, whether it's your van and it's your home too, or a tow vehicle like we have, make sure that it has enough gas in it and it's in good working condition so that you can leave on the fly. Also, to contact your campground. What is the designated shelter in case of a tornado? Sure, you know where it's at.
In some campgrounds, I've seen them on other YouTube videos, some campgrounds actually have designated storm shelters at the campground. So Karen's exactly right. Make sure you contact your camp host. Okay, so over the next 24 hours, we're probably going to get some pretty good rain and some pretty good winds here. So we're going to kind of film how the weather changes, and our beautiful lake in the background here is probably going to be pretty rough. But we're gonna keep you updated and film and keep our fingers crossed and say a little prayer, and hopefully we won't get any tornadoes come through this area. But in case it does, hopefully Karen and I have taken the necessary precautions to get through it okay, and hopefully this video will help you out.
We anticipate the rain, we anticipate the thunderstorms. We don't know what that will mean for this beautiful area that we're in, but we're doing our best to sort of stay prepared and stay alert.
Yep. All right, let's just stay tuned, and we'll see how the next 24 hours, 36 hours works out. Okay, so here we are 24 hours later after Karen and I made our intro video about how to prep for possible tornadoes. And the weather has turned quite gloomy. It is raining. We've had some moderate thunder in the area. Pan back over here and show you Matilda. But we are ready. We've got our go bag ready. We've got our supply of clothes for a couple of days. We've got our medications. We've got food for the dogs. We've got our important papers and things like that. If you can see, that's Matilda right over there. The trees, and no one wants to be caught out in really bad weather, even in an RV, but we are relatively warm and dry, in Matilda, but I don't feel real happy for this guy over here.
Lift off towards the north and east, likely impacting the Birmingham Interstate 20 corridor, maybe even the Interstate 85 corridor. Then as we head into tonight, here's that main bay showers and thunderstorms, and we'll be rotating super. So again, round one this afternoon and evening. Round two looks to be pushing into West Alabama, maybe 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. Tornado threat, it's high. Wind threat high. Threat is high, and this will be from about 1 p.m. to 6 a.m. So a prolonged event with those multiple rounds. And again, we'll be watching tornadoes are likely, some strong EF2, long tracking tornadoes, damaging wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour, and maybe tennis ball size hail. That's 2.5 inches in diameter. So a very volatile and unstable atmosphere. Again, you got to be prepared. You got to have multiple ways to receive severe weather warnings this afternoon and overnight. Nowhere to go in your safe place, your shelter, and have helmets for each member of your family. Make sure your cell phone batteries are charged up. Check your emergency kits once again. You still got time to prepare for this, but these preparations need to be done by this later this morning. NOAA Weather Radio is essential.
Karen and I made it through our very first tornado threat unscathed, but that's not to downplay these deadly weather events. The National Weather Service is still calculating the exact number of tornadoes that struck Alabama, but it's being reported that at least 15 tornadoes struck in a 24-hour period. As Karen and I carry on our journey, we hope this video provides some insight on how to prepare for these dangerous weather events. At Blue Line RV Adventures, we got your six.